Yeah. I heard you killed someone.
Yeah, a few people, but no nightmares or visions. I sleep like a baby. I'm almost normal.
Why did you kill them?
I just wanted to. I played some Grand Theft Auto and thought, why don't kill somebody?
Why don't kill somebody indeed, my friend? Why don't kill somebody? Hi, I'm Keiran with the Indie Toaster, and this is I'm going to have difficulty pronouncing this one. Let's just call it Varenje and call it there. Yes, I think we shall. So, Varenje is a hidden object game that has two sides to it. One is very much focused on a story, which is told through cutscenes in between levels, and then the other is your usual hidden object game, but in a more, let's say, child-friendly atmosphere instead of those big fish games that tend to be, let's say, dark, but not too dark. Nothing dark enough that it needs to be on after the watershed. So, I should explain that the story of Varenje is very much playing on the, I guess, fear that video games are becoming too violent. Meanwhile, Varenje asks you to believe this.
I killed 2 more after Mortal Kombat.
And what about the 5th victim?
That one was after Super Mario. It's even worse than Tetris, although I don't know about that.
I mean, yes, you can become a bit, let's say, altered by video games. I've become desensitized to clicking, so, oh no, I'm going to click on things. But there's a lot of studies that have gone in to say that video games are not really the cause of violence. There's a lot more factors, but that's a whole other discussion. The discussion here is, why that story? Why does that have to be the focus of this otherwise light-hearted game? This game is actually really good. I enjoy the hidden object aspect. I spent an hour recording footage for this video to just be lost in, oh right, I quite like this and I quite like that. And the things that I like are the gameplay. The gameplay is actually good. When you want a hint, you have to complete a puzzle. Not many other games ask you to complete a puzzle to find a hint or to gain a hint, which I like. It puts a little bit of a barrier in between clicking hint every 5 seconds to go, okay, I'm bored now, click. Oh, right, that's where it is. I like that aspect. I like the idea that you stop and think about, should I do this? Am I going to have to do another puzzle? Yes, I will. Okay, the puzzles aren't that hard. They're just match up the picture with the thing in the foreground, but it's hard enough to make you say, oh, right, that, I'll leave that and then I'll come back to do the actual game. I'll find something else and then I'll maybe use a hint on that, or maybe I'll figure it out then. But the story, which is possibly the... yes, I am going to say it, the worst part, which is disappointing. I like Varenje. I like the art style, I like the gameplay, and as I said, I like the puzzles. But ultimately, there's no reason to play a game that is criticizing other games that I play. Yes, sure, you may play only this amount of games when you're considered a consumer, but I've played that many games this year. That's a whole other tangent that I don't just have, oh, I'm going to play hidden object games. I'm not going to play a game that criticizes games unless it is critiquing games, I guess, properly. Critiquing games as a medium, not as, well, I agree with Jack Thompson that video games are bad. No. Video games are good, they're just different. Many different games, many different things. But ultimately, should we have something like Varenje, or whatever it's called, criticizing Mario and Grand Theft Auto and many other games for death? No. If you're going to criticize games, then why not throw in Zelda? Why not throw in many other games where death is a thing? Death is an inevitability in video games. Games since the beginning of time have almost been life, death, win, loss. That's it. There's no other way to quantify success, I guess, in games. You win or you lose, i.e. Pong, or you die or you live in Doom. I just don't understand the whole idea of criticizing games. And the game doesn't just criticize other games, it criticizes, I guess, drugs? This is what it does when it goes into the second cutscene.
Please don't tell me that I passed out again.
How was your day, my friend?
And talking with my own imagination. My day? The usual stuff mostly. I was looking for medallions, bow ties, buttons, and similar junk.
Oh ho ho. Did you find everything?
I have no idea what went on there, but yes, that was a thing. I still don't know what it was. Felt like Alice in Wonderland injected with methamphetamine. It's a bit dumb. I understand the idea of implementing a story, but this isn't the story for this game. And this isn't the game for this story. There's something more complex that needs to be given to that story. It's not just, well, this person has gone crazy because they played games. Well, no, there's many more things to that needs to be said. So, yes, I have harped on about the story. Do I think you should pick up Varenje, or whatever the name is? I still don't know. The collector edition. Yes and no. If you want a good hidden object game, by all means, I highly, highly, highly suggest picking it up. But if you're looking for a game with story, this is not the one. This is not the game to go looking for a story, because it will pretentiously, I guess, critique possibly your other choices in games, demanding that, well, why are you killing things? Because that's the way of succeeding. If you're going to critique death, do it through gameplay, is my highest suggestion, I guess. You should focus on doing what Spec Ops The Line did, which is show something through gameplay. But I still suggest possibly picking up Varenje, as it's actually a good hidden object game. But I still suggest possibly picking up Varenje, as it's actually a good hidden object game.